Hello, TheSuffolkRam here from Rant Nerds. Just doing a little short video on Doctor Who being back on September the 19th. Interesting really, because it's hard to believe actually, Doctor Who's been on our screens back now for 10 years. Originally came back in 26th of March 2005, it was when it first all relaunched, and that's 10 years later, and hard to believe. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. I mean, I remember when I first saw it, I wondered if perhaps we'll get 2 or 3 years out of this. And it's been phenomenal, 10 years, and it's great. And it's had its ups and its downs. So some good episodes, bad episodes, good characters, bad characters. All the Doctors have generally been quite good. So it's been neat, really, how well it's come on. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to it. The trailers they've released are neat little trailers, nicely put together. Some gorgeous CGI in it. I mean, the CGI of one that I'm assuming it's a city was almost film grade. I couldn't believe how good it looked. Dolly CGI has always been a bit ropey, so I'm always a little suspect when I see CGI like that, and I think, oh, how good is it really? But I was really impressed. And I'm interested to see if that's just like a sort of showcase moment or whether that's the standard for the series. If it is, brilliant. Bring it on. Oh, and Doctor gets to play a guitar in it as well. Now, I'm not going to speculate too much on what's in the trailer. I don't believe in speculation. I think it doesn't really get you anywhere. Some people guess right, some will guess wrong. So I tend to leave speculation out of what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about stuff we do know. So that's been confirmed, and some my thoughts and feelings of things that are going to come ahead. So one of the things we do know is coming back. Clara has returned, as we found at the end of Christmas special. Clara was going to come back, and not happy about it. I don't like Clara as a character. I think she's I don't think she's very well developed. I think she's quite two-dimensional. I think I don't like her personality. She seems a bit arrogant, a bit cocky. So I'm not overly. I would like to have seen perhaps a newer companion in place of her. Something a bit different. I don't want this to be sort of completely subservient to the Doctor in terms of sort of their abilities and so forth, but I don't know, I just didn't like the way Clara did it. I didn't feel she was always in it for the right reasons as a character. I know it sounds weird, but I don't like Clara, and it'd be nice if Clara wasn't in it, but she's back, so I'm going to put up with it. Hopefully they'll work on. They did some work with her last year. Hopefully they'll work on that. It was very much a case of depending on the writer how good a character she was. Hopefully they'll work on that as well. So swings and roundabouts. So we'll see how she comes out in this. Missy's returning, or the Master, as we should know. She's coming back. I'm looking forward to it. I thought she was excellently portrayed last year in the end 2 seasons. I thought she was brilliantly done. So I'm looking forward to her coming back, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of role. Be a very interesting dynamic if for whatever reason she ended up having to travel with them. Perhaps not in a way she wants to, but sort of has been for some. I'm sure they could think of some pseudo-science way she ends up having to travel with them, and that'd be an interesting dynamic. Character who doesn't really want to be with them, but is almost forced to be with them. That would be quite interesting to do. And in the trailer we see another mystery woman. Moffat really likes his mystery women. We had River, we had Clara, and then we've got this new one. So there's always speculation about on the internet of who she is. Top favourite seems to be Susan or Jenny. My first gut reaction when I saw her was Jenny, Doctor's daughter. I think bringing Susan back would be more and less likely. I think that wouldn't necessarily work so well, whereas Jenny being back wouldn't make sense, because obviously sort of in this continuity, although also Doctor Who is in continuity with the previous seasons, this one's got its own continuity, and I think that's more like they'd bring someone else back in from this season back. But we'll find out. I'm sure she'll be something completely no one's ever thought of. We'll see, and I'm sure Moffat likes the speculation. I've noticed from looking at the schedule, there's lots of 2-part episodes in the season. Out of the 12 episodes, only 4 standalone episodes. Interesting. I mean, all seasons have often had quite a lot of 2-parters. I was looking back through some of the previous seasons, and some of the earlier ones had 3 in them. So, not unheard of had that many. It just seems a lot when it seems that, it's only got 4 single ones. It seems a bit of a small number. That's good, because you can develop story more in a 2-parter, as long as it doesn't feel stretched. That's what the mistake they mustn't make, and sometimes they can feel a bit stretched. They we've got a 2-parter, we must make it 2-part, let's stretch it out. And I hope they don't do that. So, looking quite neat. It'll be interesting to see how it works and how it all develops, and I wish to see how these 2-parters come out, and I'm sure it looks very exciting. So, looking at some of the new monsters that were going to be in it, well, I say new, some new and some old. Daleks back, as always. I must admit, I'm starting to get a bit fed up with Daleks. Some episodes are getting very Dalek heavy, and I think they're going a bit too, oh, how can we explore Daleks differently this time? And I want to say, guys, can we just perhaps take a break for a year from Daleks? Just have no Daleks on it for a year. Just give us a bit of a break, because I am sort of getting a bit... There's only so many ways you can skin a cat, and I think the Daleks have skinned it many times after exterminating it, I'm sure. And it's just getting a bit too much now. Let's have a breather. Let's take a time out and, do something different for a change. Zygons are in it. Looks like there's a 2-parter of Zygons in it. Problem with that, I'll explain later. Derek Tennant's probably really annoyed because he loves Zygons, and he always wanted, and he managed to get his wish in the end of series 1. Or the anniversary episode, sorry. He gets his wish of working with Zygons, but overall, I'm not a great fan of Zygons. The new ones just don't look quite right. They're not orangey enough. I just don't know. There's something about I just don't like. They just don't appeal to me. There's some sort of dragony thing in it. Presumably it's going to be some sort of medieval village somewhere. There's these weird armoury dudes. I don't know if that's the same episode or not. It might be. They're sort of watching this weird, sort of strange golem type armour. That's a bit different. The empty eye socket creatures. They've got like no eye sockets in them at all, and that looks a bit creepy. We'll find out what they are, I'm sure. And there's another thing which has got this eye in the hand thing, which reminds me of a film that I can't place my mind on. I keep wanting to say I think it's Pan's Labyrinth. Was there a creature in Pan's Labyrinth that had eyes on its hands? It's very impractical, because you can't eat anything. I mean, that must hurt you. You're poking yourself in the eye every time I want to try and do something. I've got to open a door handle. Ow. Seems very impractical to me having an eye on a hand, but hey, I'm not a designer. That's what I knew. So some interesting things in there. We'll see how they pan out. Pans up and pan out. Yeah, I know, terrible. I'm sorry. I take that back. Now, I'm afraid for this next bit, I'm going to have to refer to my notes, purely because I've got to pronounce people's names, and I'm terrible at pronouncing and remembering people's names. So, apologies for that. What are you going to do? Writers. Fu can be confirmed. Stephen Moffat is back taking the majority lion's share of the writing again. Moffat's episodes are very up and down. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Early on, he was one of my favourite writers on the series. I was quite pleased when he took it on. It's just a pity he went starting to look overboard with the arcs. But he's reining that back in a lot more. But some of the episodes have been a bit crap, to be honest. So, up and down writer, we'll see. You then got Toby Whitehouse. Toby Whitehouse, generally speaking, he's always had to be quite good. Working our way through him, and once he's done past School Reunion, the one with Sarah Jane Smith, I thought was a really good episode. Vampires of Venice, not so sure of that one. Wasn't so keen on Vampires of Venice. The God Complex, I loved the God Complex episode. That was a brilliant episode. Very pleased to see that's back in. That's one of his. Brilliant, loved that episode. And Town Called Mercy, which I did like. I did like. Yes, I did like. I'm going to say no. I liked Town Called Mercy. Very different episode, Doctor Who, and I really enjoyed Town Called Mercy. Next, now this one I'm really glad to see back, Jane Matheson. Now, Jane Matheson is the one who did Mummy on the Fat Orient Express, which was one of my favourite episodes of last year, and Flatline, which I actually put down as the best episode of the season last year, and I still stand by that. It's the best episode of the season. Brilliantly written. He's like a new Stephen Moffat. I'm really pleased to see he's back, and he's back doing some more episodes. So I'm glad to see he's back in the fold. New one, this one I read to pronounce. Catherine Tregenna, I think. She's not done Doctor Who before, but she has done Torchwood. I will admit those Torchwood episodes I didn't think were very good, but we'll skip past it. We're not here to discuss Torchwood, we're here to discuss Doctor Who. The elephant in the room, Peter Harness. He's one of the Zygon two-parter. He's also the man responsible for the atrocious and absolutely awful and terribly written episode Kill the Moon. One of the worst scripted episodes I've ever seen, one of the most boring episodes I've ever seen, one of the worst shot episodes I've ever seen. That makes no logical statements. That abuses physics to the very core. Overall, in my opinion, not quite the worst episode of last year. I actually think it came second to last, but was close to being one of the worst episodes of last year. See, he's back. I mean, he's working with Stephen Moffat on some on episodes, so hopefully Moffat can actually control and make something sort of semi-decent. But why he's back, I don't honestly know. Mark Gatiss. Mark Gatiss is generally he's done loads of episodes. I'm not going to read all his out. He's done loads of them. Generally, have always been really good. Last year's Robot of Sherwood. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I liked it. Some people really didn't like it, but he's generally quite good. So, and his episodes are usually quite funny. So I'm looking forward to having him back as well. A new one as well. New for Doctor Who is a lady called Sarah Dollard. Now she's not new to Doctor Who as well. No, she's definitely new to Doctor Who. That's what says in my notes. But she has written several episodes of Being Human. Now, if you've not seen Being Human, it's a series created by Toby Whitehouse. Really good series. If you haven't watched it, I really recommend you watch it. Really fun series. I really enjoyed it. I'm sad to say I only caught it the last 2 seasons. I got into it quite late. But I really enjoyed them and I was hooked. And they're probably the only other series one of about 4 series I've actually sat down and watched on BBC or looked out for to watch on BBC. It's just sad that the second series I watched of it will have to be the last one, which is really sad. But Being Human, really good. So I would recommend watching that. So I'm interested to see what she brings into it as well. So, final thoughts on the new Doctor Who. I'm hoping last season I felt got too dark in places. I'm referring specifically to the episodes Dark Water and Death in Heaven. I felt they were too dark, and the episodes flipped so much between the whole series as a whole flipped so much between really dark, before I mentioned Dark Water and Death in Heaven, to almost 3 o'clock on a weekday children's television programming with Into the Forest of the Night. That was it. It was another shit episode. We won't talk about that. And it really flipped between the two, and it couldn't seem to make its mind up. There was some sort of in the middle of the road, just the right sort of level, but overall I felt it was getting too dark. Now, some people praise this. I don't praise it. Doctor Who has always been family viewing, and they made the mistake back in the 1980s of going down the route of darkness with Colin Baker's episodes. They got very dark, very far. Basically, they did the mistake of they listened to the fans who'd grown up the series, who was demanding something a bit more mature. That's fact. Let's be honest, Doctor Who's a family show, and predominantly, if we're honest, is for the kids. And you don't have to go completely that way. You can make a kids show about going really stupidly kiddie-fied, and Doctor Who managed that. And I don't want them to go too far down the route of going for the kids, but saying I don't want to go so dark that all the fans love it, but you put off the families. That's not what Doctor Who's here for. By all means, have dark episodes. That's fine. But not too dark. That's what Torchwood was for. If you want to do that, rewrite a new series of Torchwood, but leave out Doctor Who. Let's try not to keep it too much. The only other thing I do so hope they do not put back into the series is I really hope that we do not ever see again Danny Pink. The probably worst character written in the new series Doctor Who ever. I hated him. I thought the actor was shit. I thought his character was horrible. I really dislike his character completely. I didn't trust him actually. I thought he looked a bit wife-beatery, to be honest, at certain points. Did not like him at all, so I really hope Danny Pink does not re-emerge. And if he does, I will screech and say, what the hell are you doing? No one likes him. I've not met a single fan out there who liked Danny Pink. And if they put him back in, they're kidding themselves. Oh, well, the actor's really nice. Yeah, but if no one likes the character, don't put him in. I mean, there's someone out there who must. There's probably some Danny Pink Appreciation Society out there. But no, he was a crap actor. I mean, I saw him in something else the other day, the same actor. I don't know his name. Saw something out the other day, and he basically played the exact same character again. It's like, you must be able to play other characters than that. So, please, no Danny Pink. Please. Just cut. No. Well, that's my sort of final thoughts on the new Doctor Who. Still looking forward to it. Our first episode, 19th of September. I will be doing reviews again for the series. So there'll be a new place going up and a new weekly review, so look out for those. These are just my sort of thoughts. I hope this hasn't waffled on too long. I won't know until I did this all together. But overall, looking forward to it. So I look forward to seeing you on the first review. Oh, one other just very last thing. The first review, annoyingly, the first episode is actually a prequel going out, which is a US exclusive. I'm hoping they'll let leak to YouTube before the episodes air. I think it's called The Doctor's... I've forgotten now. Let's see if I've written it down. Might have written it down, bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. No, I haven't written it down. But there's a prequel episode, I've forgotten the name of it. It's coming up before the first. It's being shown in US cinemas on the 15th of September. Someone out there film it and pirate it, put it on YouTube so I can watch it and do something on it before the series starts. But please, thank you. So I look forward to seeing you on the first of my reviews for the new series. So see you guys then. Thank you.